We got a mystical creature next. Bard, the Wandering Caretaker. The Wandering Cake Taker.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Lore of League of Legends.
Let's go.
In this episode, we're going to be covering over a champion released not too long ago. A champion who travels through the realms beyond the imagination of mortal beings. Without further ado, I present to you the Lore of Bard, the Wandering Caretaker. Enjoy.
Wow.
Stories are not just history. Stories can be and are so much more. They nourish your
folklore.
mind, and if told well,
There we go.
can even fill
More
your belly.
folklore.
Some tales are warnings, reaching across time. Others uplift our souls from the yoke of everyday burdens. We laugh at fools, cheer at heroes, and curse villains until the fire burns down to embers.
Yeah.
The first rule of storytelling. The facts may be important, but they aren't as vital as the telling, of speaking to who we are and why we live. Details may change and fade, but truth lives with us for all time. Stories are everywhere, built from what we see, and even the sky above whispers to us. There was a time not long ago when
What does this remind me of? Aside from an alien face. Like this shape. This, and the circle. Without the two eyes and the... reminds me of
this
something.
constellation was absent from the night sky. Some call it the mountain shrines or the great caretaker.
Reminds me of Bard.
Those of us from the floating villages know it by an older name. A name that speaks of a universal truth. The name we took for our kind. Bard. At the Battle of Bard Mountain, Noxian troops tried to capture the mountain and obtain a celestial artifact bestowed to the Ionians of the floating villages. During the battle, the village's sage was tasked to take the artifact to one of the celestial shrines to the top of the village's peak. During his journey to the peak, the Noxians mortally wounded the sage with arrows before he could reach the shrine. As his last act of defiance, however, the sage used the artifact to strike his would-be killer, obliterating him and slicing a nearby mountain in half. The misuse of the artifact's power drew the attention of a celestial who promptly intervened,
Sorry, say again.
obliterating him and slicing a nearby mountain in half. The misuse of the artifact's power drew the attention of a celestial who promptly intervened in the event. He retrieved the artifact and took it away from the mortal plane before the Noxians, or Ionians, could use its power for war.
Okay.
The celestial we know as Bard travels through the realms beyond the imagination of mortal beings. Some of Valorant's greatest scholars have spent their lives trying to understand the mysteries that he embodies, and as such have been given many names throughout the history of Valorant. However, titles such as Cosmic Vagabond and Great Caretaker only capture a fleeting aspect of his true purpose. As it was with the Noxian invasion of Ionia, when the unknowable structure of the universe is threatened, the celestial known as Bard steers all existence away from utter annihilation.
That's it? Like, why do we know? This is the biggest problem I have with like lore sometimes, where the viewer doesn't know more than the people in the world. It feels lazy by the writers, and it also feels like they don't know what they want to do with this, so we're just gonna give him the information, like him, the reader, the information that is the minimum of what everyone in that universe would know. It feels lazy, and it's not like, oh, well, you're so entitled for information, Framinthor. Like, you do need to know everything. Leave some room for mystery. There's room for mystery, and then there's like a feeling of laziness in the character writing. Well, it's just celestial travels between worlds. That's cool. Yeah, everyone knows that. Yeah, I want to know about the character. Like, if let's say like There was no MMO and all that stuff, right? There's no nothing. There was just League of Legends. This would not make me interested in the character. Oh, he's a celestial? Oh, like there's nothing in here that talks about Bard. What are his intention, what he stands for. Like nothing. Why he doesn't want them to annihilate each other, like... Whatever. I mean, the Wandering Caretaker kind of speaks for himself. But you literally could have just said, you know, do the whole like... Bard, the Wandering Caretaker. And that's all I have for you guys for today, and that's the story of Bard. I'm not blaming Targran, by the way. This is not his fault. This is like the information that we had about him. It's like that... So lazy, man. I don't know why I'm getting heated up over this. Anyways, we go next. If not, go gym.